University? Who needs it? Look at all those billionaire dropouts. Am I right? Hi, I'm Mikola, and when people argue that you don't need to go to university, lots of times they point to billionaire dropouts like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg, as if dropping out were the key ingredient of their success. How to be a billionaire. Step 1, drop out of college. Check. And step 2? Bueller? Dropping out wasn't step 1 for any of these guys. Let's go through them. Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg attended a graduate-level course in programming while he was still in high school. So you might say he went to university even before he got to university. Facebook is a product written at a university, by university students, for university students. Not your best case for not having to go to university. It might be a good case for dropping out, but just remember that Mark Zuckerberg wasn't so much dropping out of Harvard as dropping into a roaring, growing business. Bill Gates, another example of someone who was an accomplished programmer with 5 years' experience before he even got to university. By the time Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard, he had been programming nonstop for 7 years. Now, if you were born after 1970, you might not realize how remarkable that was. From the late 80s on, thanks in large part to Bill Gates, if you wanted to learn programming, you could do it at home or at school. And since the mid-90s, with the rise of the web, it's been even easier. You've got tutorials, forums, coaching, all available online. But when Bill Gates started programming, there weren't any personal computers, and time-sharing terminals were very rare. So how'd he do it? Right place, right time, right parents. His well-off family enrolled him in one of the few private schools at the time that had a terminal connected to a mainframe computer. And then, just as the school's budget ran out for buying time on that computer, turned out the mother of one of his schoolmates ran a software company, and she offered the students time on her company computer in return for testing software. And that was just the start of the chain. From the 8th grade through the end of high school, Bill Gates found one opportunity after another that let him devote thousands of hours to writing code, including professional assignments for which he was paid. You can find details in Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers. So that was his step 1. By the way, when Bill Gates was at Harvard, he met the guy there who helped him build Microsoft and who still runs it, Steve Ballmer. And then there's Steve Jobs. A lot of people just don't get jobs. Doesn't fit their model. Steve was not a coder, not a designer, not a hardware engineer. He was at heart a persuader with an uncanny sense of tech trends, strategy, and design. The fact that he didn't actually invent things or design them personally seems to annoy some people. It really irks them that Steve gets credit for so much innovation, because they see him as just a salesman who made things look pretty. If you say so. But find me another salesman who sparked innovation after innovation, revolution after revolution in computing, smartphones, the music industry, tablets, software, merchandising, retail, and film. Steve had a very rare combination of skills and insights, and some of the most important of these he learned at college, specifically Reed College in Portland, Oregon. The value of design and typography, the art of persuasion, or some people call it his reality distortion field. By the way, after he formally dropped out, Steve stayed around and took classes at Reed. These 3 billionaires, all of them demonstrate the value of going to university, as much for the people you meet as for the classes you take. But their success argues you don't really need a degree once you know what you're doing and have the skills to do it. Reality check, most people won't turn out to be billionaires. So I'm not sure I'd make decisions based on edge cases, unless you too are an edge case. If you have the skills, temperament, and drive to do what those folks did, by all means drop out and start your company now. Until next time, I'm Mikola.